Hello, hello, hello! How are we doing on this fine Christmas Eve? Ho, 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 Homestuck edition. I literally... Not to say it's particularly clever, but I literally just came up with that. Like, that wasn't a pre-planned opening. Ho, 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 Homestuck. It's... That one caught myself off guard a little bit there. Anyway! Yes, I know it's a little bit later in the day than my usual streams, but hey, that's okay. We're here. I was told that I missed an Easter egg on this screen. Let's find out what that is. I have been sick quite a bit recently. I apologize if I cough during the stream. Not a lot I can do about it. Make sure I got audio. Ooh. Loading! Okay. Okay. Like the one, Imagination from before, right? Rose does not approve of this message. Nay. Okay, that was very sweet. Let us return to 1021. There is an Easter egg that I missed last time that someone informed me to tune into, Tyran. Or wait, what are we asking about? Should I what? Yes, it is in fact almost Christmas, if you weren't aware. What can I say? I've got the day off. Ipso facto, there's some time to stream. And anyone who chooses to tune in, I take no responsibility for you being late to your present opening in the morning. $9:38. I mean, this is pretty colorful, I thought. Shoot. I mean, it's not Christmas colors, I know, but I thought it was festive. Damn, bro. Didn't realize I'd get judged for my anti-Christmassiness. Either way, welcome, I think, Tyran. It's all good. Okay, seriously, let's get going. This Homestuck is already gonna be long enough. Rose, build as much as you can as fast as you can. These are the funny little things about jumping back in after a couple weeks is I was looking at EB like EB, Egbert, got it. No, wait, that's wrong, but that's right. Hey, it works out. See? See? Some people got Christmas off. And I also have an inordinately high number of people from the UK that tune in as well. So in a couple hours here, it'll make sense for them to join us as well. I think it's just ectobiologist, but yeah, I think you're right. I have it written down too, but... Oh. Okay, well, I make some stuff. I have a cough drop. I can't do the voices. I'm just finishing it off. Absolutely could not do the voices and keep the cough drop in my mouth, so rather than spit it at my monitor. Okay, well, I make some stuff here. Can you keep an eye out for imps? Just keep the safe or tub handy or something. It'll serve them right for trashing my posters, which happened, I swear. I keep telling you the posters were always like that, which I did check. They were not. And I keep telling you, ha ha, very funny. Here, look. And we've seen these photos from her, her game FAQ. Yeah, I saw those, but they didn't look like that before. You must have changed them. Even if I had the motive for such a bizarre and pointless deception, where would I find the time? I don't even have Photoshop. Ooh, Photoshop is the impressive, elusive technology for you, huh? Spurb literally doing reality manipulation, and Photoshop is where we're like, oh, this is some real shit. Then why didn't you tell me they were there? I had no reason to think you were not aware of them. I thought they were strange, certainly, but was not struck by any particular impulse to discuss them. Okay, it still doesn't make sense, though. Implying that I drew them a while ago and then forgot and couldn't see them and now suddenly see them. That's stupid! What would that even mean? It looks like you were in your father's room recently, yeah? And how did it make you feel to discover what was in there? Oh no! I just realized! You were going to psychotherapify me! Well, don't bother! Maybe I am just being a friend. Maybe. Anyway, I guess you saw what's in there. It's boring and there's not much to even see. That doesn't matter. What matters is how seeing it affected you. I think it clearly has in some way. Well, I don't know. At first I was nervous to go in and find more of his weird clowns because of course they are stupid and I hate them a lot. But then when I didn't see any, it was weird. I felt weirdly like disappointed almost. Is it fair to say this changed your perception of your father? Of your father? I turned into Arnold Schwarzenegger there. Imagine I changed Rose to Schwarzenegger there. That doesn't matter! What matters is how seeing it affected you! I think it clearly has in some way, father! Yeah, I guess. Is it such a stretch to conclude it changed your perception of other things as well? No, maybe not, but what are you getting at? It sounds like you're saying I'm crazy, and to be honest with you, although I know that the story focuses on this factor, I think it's a little weird to psychotherapize me when the world is ending. If I'm being real, I feel like this isn't a character growth situation, even though that's what's happening. Ugh. Alchemize. I don't like to use the word crazy, and I'm being awfully obtuse about something weird happening right now. I mean, like, couldn't I at least consider that something weird is happening? Oh god, see? This is therapy bullshit! That was a joke. But anyway, whether it means you are crazy or not, consider this theory. Your presumably long-standing tendency for scrolling this imagery is really your subconscious trying to express something disturbing within you. Possibly something from your past, which you have blocked out, and since you have suppressed it, your conscious self cannot acknowledge the drawings. Therefore, they must have been invisible until now. Why now? Perhaps because I'm being so gaslit right now. Perhaps because you have seen evidence that conflicts with the worldview your subconscious has constructed to obfuscate the truth. That your dad is not necessarily the clown-loving maniac you thought he was. All along, this negative attribute buried in your psyche may have been projected onto him. Yeah. The voices are a little harder to do right now, aforementioned prior sickness. Blah, 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 blah. All of this was such psychotherapy nonsense, I actually lost my place. I'll just start from here. Perhaps because you have seen evidence that conflicts with the worldview your subconscious has constructed to obfuscate the truth. That your dad is not necessarily the clown-loving maniac you thought he was. All along, this negative attribute buried in your psyche may have been projected onto him, and subsequently reviled as a sort of defense mechanism. But this is absurd. My dad loves those shitty clowns. He's got all these statues and paintings everywhere. Is it unthinkable that over the years it was he who believed you were the one with a passion for clowns, because of all the strange drawings in your room? A father then embraces a son's hobby to establish a stronger bond, or wages a campaign of passive-aggressive mockery of your interests. Either is plausible. I feel like that's a little bit too much talking about your own mother! Either is plausible. I don't know your dad that well. I don't know, not sure about all this, but I think we need to stop and acknowledge the bunny Sassacre fedora I just made. It's awesome. Yeah, and can we also at least put a pin in the possibility that something weird is happening, Rose? That until now they really weren't there, and something about it, and more magic nonsense is happening? Like, I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong about John, but can we consider it a possibility? Good lord, if any time I'm thinking maybe something weird is happening, it's now! Girl! Wow, what are you doing, by the way? Rose, sorry to say, but this is all looking kinda silly. I'm trying to spread the upward construction around so there is a more substantial foundation for later on, but I'm starting to wonder if it will be strong enough. It's kind of starting to wobble a little. I don't think brick chimneys were meant to serve this architectural purpose. No shit! I might have to adopt a different building strategy. Stick to more load-bearing walls in blockier shapes, especially since grist has been easier to come by lately. Okay, But you really must be running low on time by now, right? Right. Strider! Jade, dream up extra arms and play advanced bass solo. I wonder if anyone ever recreated the basic mechanics described in Spurb in, like, Minecraft or something. None of this would be that crazy to do a fan mod for. Although in game in Homestuck it's operating a lot more like what would you call it? Like a TTRPG where there's a lot of a loosey-goosey sense to the rule system. Jade, dream up extra arms and play advanced bass solo. Okay, let's do it. Well, if you're gonna have dream powers, why not? Are they living in Whoville? Because it does kind of look like they're on a spec. Was this actually an appropriate Christmas stream? The beginning of something really excellent by Robert J. Lake. I mean, that was excellent. Change Wardrobifier to cycle through Starheart Horseshoe. Okay, good idea. You leave the moon in the cycle, though, because you like it. Go explore the Golden City. I feel like this could be really bad, but obviously it's probably fine. Like, what happens if Robo Jade gets destroyed? Is this bad for Jade's conscience? Oh, was that the name that they showed before? I didn't really commit it to memory. Prospect. There's so many weird words that trying to take them all in has proven to be an exercise in madness. Unless I try and remember the refrigerificator in Alienator. Ah, there's Prospect, okay. And that's probably the location that she's at, I imagine, based on how they did that. Okay. How are you doing, Serrated Milliner? I'm having a great time. I feel like the gifts have gotten a lot more common. Like in those first 500 pages or so, it was a little bit more rare that something like that would happen. Not necessarily rare, but now it feels like it's every few pages. I like this a ton. Ooh. And I don't necessarily think this is just operating on Dreamland rules either. I am curious about this. Ooh, hello, imps. Okay. Yeah, this is an interesting concept with Jade, the whole future sight thing, because there are characters in the story actively communicating with the past from the future, including Jade, who appears to be helping the vagabond at least. And I wouldn't even put it past the story for it to turn out that she is like the Peregrine Mendicant or something in the future. Maybe. Be interesting. But, oh man, I don't. Those are two story ideas I don't recall ever seeing put together before. Someone with the ability to see the future and someone from the future looking into the past. I feel like we're gonna get real confusing here. Because there's so many things can break. Go and make a new friend. Speaking of, oh, is that Biquirl? Eat letter and envelope. Vagabond time. Will you cut that out? You have company. Look behind you. See? Over there. The, whatever they call it, the assassin type one. Dear Mr. Mayor, go here. It's actually the sweetest thing how she makes these. Give present. Hooray! Oh, please do this. The freedom of your people depends on it. Your friend. Oh my. Already worried that she might be the one with the gun. Again, with them playing around with future stuff, she could be. She could be playing against herself. She could be her own main antagonist. Braka, 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 braka. I'm sorry. This isn't a. See, oh. This whole time I was unaware I could hit the left and right arrow keys to, very quickly cycle through pages. Doesn't really matter, but. I was gonna say that this is not a game I'm in control of, bro, so you're gonna have to get there yourself. If I just keep shooting at their feet, surely this is the best way to go about this. That is a really Black Knight-esque sword there. It does not fit your whole dedicated mailman theme. Maybe the sniper is Jade. Seems like a very effective method to get them together. This is hella awkward. Hi, I'm the mayor. We both represent old world ideals for society. Maybe we can be besties? Give present! Hooray! Just keep scooting and scooting. Okay. Miss Mail Lady, okay. Gracefully fly to the other golden tower. Oh, you decide to check. No, go back, actually. Fuck this. I'm happy to see these two together. Decide to check on your neighbor. Inspect neighbor's tower. Well, that's rude, just poking inside like that. It is very much the same as your own. The only difference is that this one is the home to a young boy instead of a young girl. You peer through the window. Hello. Master of dreams, indeed. Ho, 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 ho. This is exciting. John is, of course, sound asleep. It looks like he is having troubled dreams as usual. You cannot disturb his slumber, though. He will wake up when he is ready. Speaking of John, you wonder if he got the birthday present you sent him. Or for that matter, if you even remembered to send it. Darn, you get confused sometimes. If only you had some system in place to help you remember things. Yeah, the pictures, right? The same graffiti that plagues his real world. I saw. Ooh. Oh, this is awesome. And she's clearly operating on a different wavelength mentally than real world. Like this, it is hard to separate for me. Like her dream soul takes control of the robot or whatever. It seems she doesn't fully understand that this is what's happening in Dreamland. I need more information. Your moon is getting very close to Skya. You had better go inside soon. It is never a very good idea to be outside during the eclipse. Is the eclipse what's happening? Oh dear. Maybe you can take the opportunity to log onto your computer and ask John about his present. You just know he will think it is awesome, and it will be a great way to thank him for the wonderful present he got you. Alchemize in a 1980s time-lapse nonsense. Montage! Nonsense. I mean, I was accurate, but wrong. That would be pretty cool, and would promote the appearance to the audience that a whole lot was getting done in not much time. But it also sounds like kind of a pain in the ass. So you decide to play it straight up this time. Rose has moved the alchemeter back down to the deck while she reworks the building projects up there. Just as well, because it will save you a lot of legwork. Because between this thing, the Designix, and the lathe, that's a whole lot of scrambling around. One thing I'm vaguely worried about is if, and this just kind of seemed the general way of, well, John, be still in his business, duds. Being upset of the whole gaslighting about the imagery in his room thing is if there is a genuine rift building between him and Rose. I hope not, because we haven't even seen the main characters together yet. After 1,052 pages. That's a whole lot. Yeah. Recombine hammer and pogo ride. Well, it seems like, it does it, oof. Okay. So it matters which goes first, or what? This time, instead of overlapping the two cards which created the pogo hammer, you use the two codes to double punch a blank card, producing a different hole pattern. The result is the Hammerhead Pogo Ride. It doesn't look like it's as much fun as the original. Yeah, this is what he was musing on in his game FAQs entry from before, is trying these different things. It doesn't look like it's as much fun as the original ride. Are you kidding? This is actually this is a fun little idea for a kid's ride, to be honest. Like, I could just see it being a bunch of different tools. But to be fair, it's probably a lot safer. Double punching cards creates patterns with more holes rather than less holes by overlapping cards. This strikes you as a viable method for combining more than two items without whittling down to too few holes or too many. Just mix up the overlaps and double punches and the sky's the limit. Combine ghost shirt and suit. You make the green slime ghost suit. Pretty swanky, but you are not completely satisfied with the wardrobe upgrade yet. Combine ghost suit and wise guy book. Hey! Is John working his way closer and closer to being the Riddler? I'm here for it. This is so much better. It seems there are lots of secret trickstery gimmicks concealed in— oh shit, there are the cards! Yeah, I got you. That makes sense, thank you. Well, I mean, your explanation makes sense. I'm not entirely sure the formulas make sense. That's a different matter. Combine glasses and don't fuck with the PDA! You make the serious business goggles. This is a pretty nice hands-free communication solution, and it makes you look way cooler, like one of the kids from Spy Kids or something. God, that was a good movie. Real spies, only smaller. Combined sledgehammer— was this still viewer input at this point? Or was this all just from Andrew Hussey's demented imagination? I'll be honest, I think it might be the only Antonio Banderas movie I've seen. By the way, I never started any music. Combine sledgehammer, telescope, and Sassacre text. Telescopic Sassacrusher. Ooh, I forgot he was Puss in Boots. Live action Antonio Banderas movie. God, for just being ambiance, I've never seen Zorro. Or wait, maybe I'm being an idiot. No, I haven't. Honestly, my biggest exposure to Zorro is Batman repeatedly going to the play as a kid and watching his parents get killed, or the movie. You make the telescopic Sassacrusher at pretty considerable expense. This thing could probably pound an ogre into crude burger. Of course, you have no hope of lifting it whatsoever. Combine gushers and blue ectoplasm. You mix your gushers with some of the blue slime Nana left on the wall to make a box of hellacious blue phlegm aneurysm gushers with ghostly healing properties. These should be convenient, if somewhat unappetizing. I mean, a lot of video game characters eat their food off the floor, so I guess it's no more or less unappetizing. Combine fake arm, blue ectoplasm, and PDA. Okay. Arm and blue ectoplasm or PDA. Okay. That's pretty nifty. You make the remote ghost gauntlet. It looks like when you put on the special computer glove, it lets you control the big slimy ghost hand. The ghost gauntlet appears to have a considerably higher lift capacity than your own puny arms. This is awesome. You know, I do fully believe that Betty Crocker would make something like this. Why not? Combine ghost gauntlet and bathroom mirror. What? That's just some bullshit, but okay. You make a left-handed remote ghost gauntlet to complete the pair, because you don't see why the hell not. John out here actually becoming legitimately combat dangerous in this world. Combine umbrella and straight razor. Ooh, that one cost one of the special types, whatever the black tier was. Feel like you're burning through a lot of your material here, John. As much as you are becoming legitimately dangerous. You make the barber's best friend! It suddenly seems worthwhile to you to go nab that umbrella-kind strife specibus that's been lying in the study for a while. Combine gushers and straight shaving cream. Barbasol bomb. You make a deadly Betty Crocker Barbasol bomb. Be careful with that thing, Jesus! Combine. How much things are you gonna combine? Combine Ghost Dad poster with. Okay, you have a cool idea for something to do with your Ghost Dad poster, but it looks like you drew shit all over that one too without realizing it. Lousy, goddamn stupid and subconscious and a little bugged that... I'm not saying the subconscious thing is wrong. In fact, it's probably right, but can we consider other possibilities? What is a lit RPG isekai? I'm not familiar with the term. Is it just the video game world rules applying to real world isekais that are common, like slime reincarnation? I just had never heard them called that before. Anyway, you think you have an idea how to clean it up. Captcha log, punch, Heath Ledger Joker figurine. If you can somehow subtract the code of the Joker figurine from the code of the poster, it might work. Luckily, the Joker code only has 2 holes, making the task very simple. The defaced Cosby poster shares those. I wonder if he regrets using these Cosby jokes at the time, because I believe this was before the big deal of, everything. The defaced Cosby poster shares these holes, those holes. You determine that the defaced Cosby could only result from a double punching. Hey, I think that's a great idea. With the Joker. If your theory is correct, this means the original Cosby poster had one of those holes punched, or the other, or neither, making 3 total possibilities. You try out all 3 possible codes, yielding 1 potted plant, 1 painting of a horse attacking a football player, and 1 clean Cosby poster. Success. Combine Cosby poster with computer. You make the Cosby top computer. I think Homestuck is taking a turn I'm not okay with, guys. Oh my god. This thing is probably a useless piece of shit, but making it has caused you to feel an alarming sense of satisfaction. Combine Dad's hat and Problem Sleuth game. You just made Problem Sleuth game. No changes made. You make another ordinary fedora with 4 pieces of candy corn inside. And he's happy about it too, like this is good news. I'm gonna take a short break. And I'm back. Combine hammer and problem sleuth game. Whatever. Oh my god. That is expensive. Whatever this item is, you cannot make it yet. It requires a ludicrous amount of grist, some types of which you have not even encountered. Combine iron and pogo hammer. You make the wrinkle fucker! I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit by either side of that. At all. Yeah. That might be the most terrifying weapon I've ever seen. Is it hot? It looks like there's a button to turn it on. Does it have batteries? So much sweet loot, you'd almost think it was simultaneously your birthday and Christmas. Or something. Of course, you know that is ridiculous and it could never conceivably happen. I don't believe you, Dave. I don't believe you're gonna be doing any strafing. Versus by Toby Fox. You know, Dave's brother was a lot scarier when he was using warp speed to manipulate a puppet, which he might still be doing. He just fucking rides off on his boot rocket thing? Okay. I'm gonna hide that pester log for you, Dave. You don't need it right now. Okay. Began pestering ectobiologist. Bro just kicked my ass. That's really all there is to say on the matter. Jade pestered John? I'm more surprised that there's music. Are they trying to confuse me even more than I already was? Ballad of Awakening by Malcolm Brown. Is that how long it took you to write that line? Okay, so we're seeing the blend of the real with the Prospect version, I guess. This feels like it's pitching itself to be the Homestuck, like, opening credit sequence. Just every amount of baffling and intriguing necessary, mixed with a little bit of genuine despair. Okay, so these are obviously the text I will be reading in a minute here. I almost feel like this should have just been the next page, so I would have read that first, but too late now. Okay, Bequirl prevents you from going into that for some reason. This is earnestly a little bit concerning. All right. Well, what sequence? I'm sorry, maybe I don't. Help me out here. Oh, it gives us a little link to the timestamp so we know what page it was on. Cool. All right. So this is catching us up on Jade's side of the equation. $293. Do you happen to remember a general page number where that would have been? This has to be near here. Oh, I'm glad you said, because I would have been going for a while. Thank you for this. This is one that I would have struggled with. I am redoubling that sequence we just watched should have been on the page after reading the text, because I would have remembered that we'd seen the text before, and it would have been more likely to jog my memory. Let's watch this again. Like, this is just one small case where I think it would have made more sense for them to have the pester log on this page and then the sequence on the next. Now the question is, why is John controlling a robot body in Prospect while asleep? Because Jade kinda makes sense, I think, from what little information we have so far. Oh, wait. No. Both Daytime John and both Daytime Jade and Dreamtime Jade. No different versions of John, maybe? Because there seems to already be a separation between the two Jades that's a little confusing. That's peculiar. Now, I'm reading a little bit the log along with it. This time it was hard to keep up before. This is awesome. Okay. I will go through the log again. Oof. John, did you get my Oh, wait. Transatlantic. John, did you get my package? Oh, hey. No, not yet. Don, are you sure? It was in a green box. Oh. Yes, but it is in my dad's car and he's still out of the store. He should be back soon. Great! So what are you up to today? I am up to my neck in this spurb stuff. TT is making a royal mess of my house. Lol. What's that? What's Spurb? Oh, it's this game. It's okay, I guess. I'm still figuring it out. Whoa, what was that? What was what? There was a loud noise outside my house. And it's weird that I said that to you because I understand chat rooms. Wow, really? I will go outside and look. Oh man, alright. But be careful, okay? I will. I'm back! Oh, hi! I went to investigate the explosion I heard. Was it by any chance? Yeah, have we seen? Oh, shoot. Now, have Dream and has Awake Jade pestered her chums at all? Because there hasn't been a lot of chum pestering in her pages so far. Was it by chance a meteor? Yes! How did you know? Oh man, it's kind of a long story. Anyway, are you okay? Did it blow up your yard or start a fire or anything? No, I am fine. It landed a pretty good ways away from my house and I went to look at it. And it's pretty big. But Beck doesn't want me to go near it, so I came home. Sorry. He seems to think it's dangerous. Well, gosh, he's probably right. Anyway, what have you been up to, John? Oh, did you get my package yet? Yeah, I was trying to get it, but Rose dropped my car into a weird, spooky, bottomless pit, and the package was in the car, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, no! Wow, okay, I guess I should start at the beginning. See, a meteor blew up my neighborhood. That's terrible, John, I'm so sorry. But I'm okay, and my house is too, sort of. That game I was telling you about, Spurb, which I was playing with Rose, sort of transported me somewhere at the last minute. But now I'm trapped here, and it's weird and dark, and I can't find my dad. And I just lost the car and my copy of the game in the pit, and I think I have to save the world from the apocalypse. Well, it sounds really crazy and scary, kind of scary, but it also sounds kind of exciting. I don't know, John, maybe this is your destiny. If anyone can save the world, I think it is probably you. Wow, you think so? Yes! Well, okay, but it's not even that simple. I was about to connect to Rose to help transport her and save her from meteors and fire and stuff. But she lost battery power and I lost the game disc. So I think I have to go to get TG to use his copy to save her. But that jackass won't shut up and stop rapping and stuff. Haha! He is so silly. Yeah, anyway, I should talk to him about it. So BRB. Ooh, another. Good lord. When's this one from? 6:52. Okay. So this one was during awake times, for sure. Okay. Sometimes it's a little bit like, Hey! Whoa, there you are. How is your adventure going, John? It's okay. I am making some progress, and Rose finally connected again. This is worse than time travel. The awake asleep stuff is just so confusing. It's okay, I am making some progress, and Rose finally connected again, so she is helping me now. That's good! Oh, but, I don't think I'm actually saving the world here. I don't know what I'm really accomplishing, but I guess it's not that. Well, I think whatever it is, it must be pretty important. Don't lose hope, John. I think it will all turn out for the best if you stay positive. Just keep listening to your grandmother's advice. Yeah, you're probably right, but, I don't think I mentioned Nana to you, did I? Oh, I don't know, didn't you? Oof, wait, sleep times. Her trolls, I wonder. Ooh, maybe. Could connect. Which of herselves keeps unblocking the trolls? No! Oh, I don't know, didn't you? I don't know, maybe you talked to Rose. Maybe you talked Rose or Dave about it or something. Was that typo present before? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you talked to Rose or Dave instead of just talked Rose or Dave. There's a typo. He didn't just copy and paste this? Did this man rewrite the whole pester log for this? What in God's name? This is the craziest thing I've seen in Homestuck! I don't know, maybe you talked to Rose or Dave about it or something. Yeah, maybe that was it. They're really weird when they talk to me about you. Like, they're always trying to convince me you have some spooky powers. But I'm like, no, she seems like a pretty regular girl to me. Ha ha ha! But then when I think back, maybe there are times when it seems like you know some things. Like maybe you know more about a thing than you are telling me. I don't know. Oh, well, John, I want to explain lots of things to you. And please. some things that I know, I'm just waiting. Waiting for what? Oh, John, I forgot I was messaging you about that meteor that fell near my house. Oh yeah, whatever happened with that? Oh boy, well... It turns out this voice is very capable of giving a cough. It turns out I was confused about it. Really confused. See, I guess I fell asleep for a while and lost track of time. That happens. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. Maybe you should, like, wear an alarm clock or something. So what was the deal with the meteor? Well, it's hard to explain, but I know what it is now. And now I know everything's going to be okay. So what is it? Is it just another thing you're waiting to tell me? Oh gosh, John, I really want to tell you all this stuff, but I can't yet. I really think you need to wake up first. Huh? Well, okay, not literally. Well, okay, maybe kinda literally. Ah! Stop being so confusing. Lol. Anyway, time for you to go, John. I think you have some company. Hot. Update colorful reminders. Okay. You take a moment to gather your thoughts after your dream. While you are asleep, it can get very confusing figuring out what is really happening and what isn't, especially during the eclipse, when you are exposed to many visions of the past, present, and future through a variety of cloud mirages. It is only after you wake up that you are able to start making sense of it at all, and your reminders help you do this. But on reflection, there wasn't much in the dream about the future. You were quite surprised to see your dog in your dream, though. It was the first time the crafty guardian has ever appeared in a dream. You have learned that today is his birthday, just like it is for your other best friend. You have always wondered about this, and never had the chance to throw him a party and bake him a cake. Now you can. But if you do, it seems that you will need a lot of candles. I feel like we're getting off topic here, but alright. Beck has never allowed you to enter the Mystic Ruins for reasons you never understood. You always assumed it was on account of your protection. But your dream has strongly suggested to you that it is where you need to go now. Since your dreambot is you are definitely aware of the dreambot and how it works. Okay, thank God. Since your dreambot is secured in its chamber and does not need to be looked after, Beck is taking a nap in the grand foyer, as he usually does. Perhaps you can take advantage of this and sneak out of the house another way. Grab your harpoon gun. Oh my God. Oh yes, of course. One of your reminders reminds you that you still have a package to deliver too. This way you can kill two birds with one harpoon gun. I feel like this is actually a valid use of a harpoon gun. Okay. Maybe not the ideal tool. Use harpoon to zip line into the great outdoors. That's stupid is the next page, right? No. Jade? I am pretty sure physically you are a regular person, I think. This seemed dumb. Finish building, Rose. Architectural perfection. I mean, frankly. I think at one point I had talked crap about how big John's house was, but now it feels kind of a moot point. Dave mourned the loss of Cal. See you, little dude. If you had any more apple juice, you would pour some out for your homie. You'll have to remember to double-check your closet for more juice. Go get a goddamn new sword. Perhaps you will, but if you do, it looks like you'll have to break it first. Perfectly good strife specimens down the toilet. Thanks, bro. Yeah. That's what'll happen is the reassessors will come out and say, this house is worth $25 billion! And they'll get hit by taxes. You try to grab the beta, but you forgot your Sylladex is completely packed. You wonder why you jammed all this useless crap in here in the first place. Maybe you assumed you would weaponize it all during one of your customary hash wrap battles with your bro. But in retrospect, that probably just would have been a huge chore and would have made the battle drag on forever. It's like, what are you made of? Time? Eject your modus and set it to Scrabble values. That was probably pretty dumb. But, yeah, you lived. So cool. You dump all this crap all over the roof. You then set your modus to the Scrabble hash function for some reason. This function always makes it a little less intuitive to calculate hash values for items, and I will not even be attempting. And therefore more cumbersome to rap with. But you guess that's kind of a moot point now that your bro flew off. Fuck knows where. His mysterious ways transcend irony once again. Get beta. You get the beta, now yielding a radically different hash value with the Scrabble function. Which is to say a radically exactly the same value. Oh. Pester Rose. Okay, I got it. I hope you appreciate how much gross spongy proboscis I had to fillet to get this game. Hello? What are you doing? Anyway, I'm going downstairs now and installing this thing. Later. How close that was to the epic rap battles of history line, Grossed Ghost Proboscis. So close. You have finally finished your building project. You have done about all you can do for John. You don't think you can provide much assistance against all those ogres this time, but at least now John appears to be armed to the teeth. All there is left to do is wait for Dave. My thought here is, once they've got another person with server access, I feel like they'll be able to truly take advantage of the gamey nature of things in a way they haven't been up to this point. Capture log and send John code for his present. That would seriously hasten the parcel's delivery, but the gift is not finished yet. You have spent months accelerating your knitting skills to be able to make the gift of perfect sentimental appeal. Is that why you didn't want to show us what was in the box before? You even incorporated a cherished heirloom you have had as long as you can remember. When he sees your staggering gesture of sentimentality, he will finally understand. He will understand that in the game of facetious sentimental gestures, no one gets the best of Rose Lalonde. I feel like that I should have read that in more of an evil speech type way. When he sees your staggering gesture of sentimentality, he will finally understand. He will understand that in the game of facetious sentimental gestures, no one gets the best of Rose Lalonde. Months in the past, but not many. Dear Rose. Happy birthday! Thanks for being such a great friend all these years. I know you like to make it out like you're... No, this is John. I know you like to make it out like you're playing it cool and don't care much about the people in your life, but... blah blah blah. But I know deep down you really do. Hell, not even that deep down. It's like your subconscious is having a wet t-shirt contest, and you being all aloof is this totally soggy shirt doing no good at all and hiding nothing. Oh wait, it kinda looks like two can play at this game of cracking all these highfalutin psychology books. Aw, snap. But yeah, I got you this because I think you're really creative and you could make something nice with it if you put your mind to it. And it might help you take your mind off a lot of all the serious business you're always absorbed in. You know, all this weird pseudo-gothy stuff or whatever, frankly, it's kinda depressing. Anyway, you're the best, Rose. Have a rad 13th. I will catch up with you guys soon. God, you're all so old. Ghosty Trickster John. Not yet name changed. Answer, ooh, troll. Probably. Grim Auxiliatrix began trolling tentacle therapist. Why is it that when the subject of temporal mechanics is broached, your sparing human intellects instantly assume the most ingratiating posture of surrender imaginable? Time is not that difficult to understand. It is a utility that a universe may resort to in order to advance a desired degree of complexity. Or may not resort to, if that is the case. It's all pretty pedestrian. But no, when the time travel comes up, you present the face that a man shows when the breeze gradually alerts him to his absence of nether dressings. That he's not wearing pants. I don't see how you are to properly agitate you all. How we ought to properly agitate you all, if you continue to insist on failing to understand basic concepts which common infants effortlessly manage to describe via scrawlings in their own puddles of sloppy discharge. Have we spoken before? Yes, in the future. You and your friends never cease to invent ways to strengthen the credibility of your assertions. Oh my, it is your human sarcasm again. I enjoy listening to it, and I wish doing so could serve as my primary form of recreation. There, see, I just did it too. Saying the opposite thing to emphasize my contempt, but suddenly I feel more primitive and hate myself a little more. It was like this funny miracle that just happened in my heart. I would admire the sophistication of you and your fellow future dwellers a little more if you seem to be aware the word human only functions as that sort of adjective in bad science fiction. But I won't be rude and change the subject. There's still a bit of unflagellated straw poking out of your rhetorical effigy over here. Oh dear! No, we aren't from the future, but we are all already in agreement that you don't get it and never will. I thought you said we spoke in the future. We did, your future. For me, it was only a couple minutes ago. I understand. You exist in some temporal stratum through which you have communication access to various points of my timeline. It's not that complicated. Yes, that's right! Will you try to talk some sense into your idiot friends, so that we may proceed to bother them all on more rational terms? I try to every day, with mixed results. But you see, it's not that I don't understand you, it's just that I don't believe you. Because it's nonsense. Albeit persistent and coordinated nonsense. Why would a bunch of temporally dislocated trolls want to harass a group of friends throughout completely random points in time? I will admit this campaign of provocation wasn't all that well thought out. Don't tell anyone I said that. Alright. Maybe you should get some trolling tips from us humans. Our sparing intellects are probably better suited to it. Yeah, maybe. Why don't we be friends? You want to be my friend? I think so. I think we're supposed to, with no apostrophe. You suggested as much earlier. You mean I did in the future? Yes, a couple minutes ago. Probably because I remembered you mentioning it in the conversation we're having now. That's likely. Your commitment to this role-playing scenario is intriguing. What choice do I have but to accept? Yes, I like this voice for you. I hope it turns out to be an accurate voice. Yes. No, time travel's easy. It's dreams that are hard. Dreams are confusing. I was just waiting for something to happen, but I think it is just the rain. Dear Dave. Dear Dave, happy birthday! I just wanted to take a break from telling you how much your gay butt stinks all the time and say what an awesome friend you are, seriously. On any other day, I would be downplaying how you aren't really as cool as you think you are. But just between you and me, I think you might actually be that cool. I think you just gotta get out of your bro's shadow and spread your wings, dude. So I got you these. They're totally authentic. They actually touched Ben Stiller's weird, sort of gaunt face at some point. I'm sure you'll dig them because I know you lulled so hard at that movie. Okay, so for real, this is sort of a shitty present, but it is an ironic present. Because I know you wouldn't have it any other way. Maybe you can wear them ironically sometime. They might even be more ironic than you and your bro's dumb, pointy anime shades. Anyway, have a good one, buddy, and stay busy being totally sweet. Ghosty Trickster This is actually really nice, both of these. It's like, every so often, I think a long-running story, and I would qualify Homestuck as that at this many pages in. This is like, this is a pretty solid webcomic length at this point already. Every so often, you like to reassert why characters are friends, and this helps. Ooh. Dave, answer. Adios, Toreador. And this is different than carcinogeneticist. Oh, do I do this like a, First, okay, I think you're awful! Let's put that fact on the table where we can both see it. Now you have been primed for the digestive ruination that's about to take place, and the comprehensive soiling of the laundry enveloping your person! Oh my god, you type like a tool. Yeah! Now you're getting it. What you are in for? Are you ready to be trolled? Within an inch of your miserable human cortex? This is so weak. I'm almost getting tired of wasting good material on you guys. It's like you've got nothing. It's always one of you spouting up and ranting about how hard I'm about to get trolled, with no ensuing substance. You don't even know anything about us. One of you fuckers thought I was a girl. Okay, yeah, but the thing is that I don't care about your anatomical details and things like that. I know what you've done. Or will do, actually. It's the most awful thing. The worst you can ever do. Sorry, I wouldn't cyber with you, dude. In the future or whatever. Wait, what? Wait? Oh! Okay, you're the one who likes to submit innuendo. Human innuendo. Oh, I am. I actually have, at least if they're the same ones that were all written down on, Jade's, Pester Chum, I have them written down. Let me see. I will pull up my notes. Let's see. Jade Harley thinks fursuits are dumb. Trolled by the likes of carcinogeneticist, arachnid's grip, twin Armageddons, terminally capricious, and Caligula's aquarium. It seems that a few of these are different. Yes, human innuendo! Sorry for the lack of clarity! So at what point in the future am I supposed to look forward to you whipping up this titanic hankering for my knob? Be honest with me, cause I'm busy and I want to know exactly when I gotta clear some space in my calendar for when some fuckwit blunders out of a magical phone booth and makes a ballad-inspiring play for my throbbing beef trunkin. Should I be perturbed by these illusions? No, man, look. I just need to know when to be there. When the stars come into alignment and your flux capacitor lets you finally sate your meteoric greed for crotch dashant, I wouldn't want to miss it and cause a paradox or something. It'd suck if the universe blew up on account of you missing your window of opportunity to help yourself to a pubescent boy's naked spam porpoise. Is how I feel. Shit. Okay, this is sort of starting to upset me. Jesus, you are such a shitty troll. I guess I'll leave you alone and find another point in time to bother you when, I guess, you are more emotionally susceptible and don't have all these bees in your bonnet about your human sexuality. Oh no. Oh, no, dude. You sassed me up. You are in the shit now, together for the long haul. What? We're motherfucking entrenched in this bitch. You and me, welcome to Nam. Now grab my hand and shimmy your soggy ass off that muddy bank before Charlie gets the fucking drop. Who's Charlie? He's the guy who's gonna read our vows. I'm feeling pretty friggin' matrimonial all of a sudden. Take a look down by your foot, see that little bottle. Stomp on that shit like it's on fire. Noisy ethnic dudes are flipping the fuck out and waving us around on chairs till someone gets hurt. I'm your 300-pound matronly freight train, and my gaping furnace is hungry for coal, so get goddamn shoveling. Oh my god. Bro, look in my eyes, that twinkle. That be devotion, you herniated pro wrestler, sweaty purple wait. Was I going totally in the right direction with the pro wrestler thing? Hell yeah. Nice. Sparkling like a visit from your hairy fucking godmother. Oh, from your fairy fucking godmother. I thought hairy fucking godmother worked. Shit be pure and true. That's what you see. A kaleidoscopic supernova of all your hopes and dreams all switching together. Radically effervescing, I don't know that word, effervescing arms of more little boy peckers than you can imagine. Jesus Christ. If I don't get cancelled from this and it's someone else's writing. Turning out insane corkscrew haymakers of a billion dancing Vienna sausages strong. This is how we do this. This shit's more real than Kraft Mayo. Adios, Torador, Black Turn Tech Godhead. Jesus Christ. You are now the aimless renegade. I'm gonna take a break. Okay. Let's see if this is less disturbing. Welcome, Pink T510. You have identified a couple of unwelcome rogues outside your present stronghold. They are in violation of your jurisdiction. Despite your ordinarily striking marksmanship, you've spent your entire ammo clip without recording a single kill shot. What will you do? Hello. Realize that your weapon is magazine fed, not clip fed. You don't give a shit about that. Examine the wall behind you. The wall exhibits rows of ancient hieroglyphs depicting an array of amphibious and reptilian life forms. This is illegal pictography. It makes you angry. Go search for more ammo. There is plenty of ammunition stored in your various ammo crates, which you have spent a great deal of time unearthing from nearby dunes and hauling back to your stronghold. You have a large supply of weaponry and ammunition at your disposal. I suppose the caution tape actually is good camouflage in a desert, but it is still goofy looking. Whether you can locate some more AK-47 rounds quickly enough is a different matter. Quickly retrieve sidearms. Not those kind of arms! You retrieve a pair of deadly sidearms, but you will need a longer ranged weapon if you are to continue your enforcement. Same tattoo. Find a rocket launcher. Here's one, okay. Befriend the unwelcome rogues. Never! You wonder if you should reconsider your grievance with the offenders. Perhaps you should let it slide. They seem friendly enough, and it's been so long since you've had company. It would also be quite a pity to blow up that tall, attractive female. But then again... Kaboom! They are both in flagrant violation, trespassing through several zones which you painstakingly marked as off-limits while you conduct your investigation of this crime scene. It is your duty to investigate this illegal monument and get to the bottom of its illicit amphibious idolatry. Just thinking about all the sloppy footprints they are leaving in the sand makes your carapace steam. The law is all that's left to hold. All three of them have very, very strong ideas about the importance of old world customs and systems. The law is all that's left to hold on to in this unforgiving dust bowl. You cannot afford to loosen your black claw's grip lest justice slip through your fingers. Law is beauty, order is peace, judgment is the very basis for all that is pure and... Hold that thought. You need to take a moment to wear something ridiculous before you continue your spiel. All three of them. Order in the court! Order! I hadn't read the first line before I said that. I just saw him doing the judge thing, and that's what I said. Order in the court! You will have order in this courtroom! If everyone does not settle down, you will clear out of this courtroom! You swear to God! And the fact that he stood up all the bullets. Examine moving platform. Aww! Her base. It appears to be a large stave serving as a kind of elevator. but it can't go down because there's something jammed in it. Looks like a peculiar musical instrument, probably centuries old. But yeah, the jury agrees. You've got to go blow up those trespassers. Place present on monument. I mean, even... Not to say I don't like Jade using her foresight abilities for some rather extreme long plays here, but I feel like the present would move at some point after many years. You put John's present down in just the right spot, along with a letter you prepared a little while ago after a particularly interesting series of dreams. Should be any minute now. Nice. You put... that actually makes a ton of sense, how she's taking advantage of that little machine, the purifier. You put down the time bait. It's out of your hands now. I totally forgot about the rope before when she did her zipline thing. Dude! The cord, I'm sorry, the cable. You guess you could swim. Maybe you can think of a better way across, though. Read the letter. Peregrine Mendicant, I believe. This is kind of confusing. Dear Miss Mail Lady, go here. But you guess it's straightforward enough, even if the drawing is somewhat inaccurate. Is it? Oh, because there's only a hole on one side. Yeah, actually. Unless it's about to get shot. It might be, I bet it's about to have a rocket in it. It's about to get shot. Berate self for unauthorized demolition. Stupid, stupid, stupid! You had them right in your crosshairs! You have no idea how a crack shot like you could have missed! It is practically inconceivable! Be the law. You reload and take aim. That fair carapace, how it sparkles in the desert light. No. You cannot afford to be distracted by such thoughts. You are busy being the law. You are the law, whoops! Wave about in a distracting manner. Oh, it's this guy again and his little blinking bee. So outrageous! He threw a can, not nearly far enough. Their can ruse was a distraction! Peregrine Mendicant, scamper quickly to the newly created hole. You have the cargo! Read the next step of the letter. At the bottom of the letter is a series of coordinates along with further instructions. You know what you must do. And thankfully you are being very chill about this. Last thing I ask you to blah 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 and I'm grateful. Deliver here, okay. Gotta say, I'm not sure I'd be listening to this weird letter while actively under fire. I'm just saying. Liberty, reason, justice, civility, edification, perfection. These are the various things that allow the Sailor Scouts to have power. Sendificate. Okay, years in the past. Aw. Today is your birthday. Your grandfather has decided to celebrate by introducing to you to the thrill of the hunt. But suddenly you and Beck are wandering off. Where is this silly dog taking you? You find a present. You open it to find a shirt that is way too big for you and pumpkin seeds? There is also a letter. Dear Jade, happy birthday! Wait, this is... Oh, they've been friends for a while then, okay. It's hard to thank you enough for your friendship over the years. Heck, if it weren't for you, I wouldn't even have met Rose and Dave. So that is like 3 times the friendship. That is almost like too much friendship. I only wish I could get you something for your birthday that could remotely make up for what you've given me. But of course that's impossible, so here are a couple silly things anyway. I went to a weird Asian store the other day and saw this red shirt. So I got it and I'm wearing it now. But there was a blue one too, which was way more awesome, and I wanted you to have it. I know you like green a lot, but maybe you'd like to try wearing blue sometimes? I bet you'd look like $1,000,000. Also, I know you've been frustrated lately about how pumpkins keep disappearing. Well, I can't begin to explain why that's happening. All I can do is give you these so you can plant some more. Don't give up, Jade. Wherever those dumb old pumpkins went off to, I'm sure you know the fun is in growing them and taking care of them until they're ready. Whew! Gotta head out to the post office now so this doesn't get to you too late. Talk to you soon! Yeah, I guess you're right. Time is confusing! Who is this John claiming to be your friend? And these other friends he mentions? Whoever he is, you think he might be onto something. Blue is a very pretty color. Also, growing some pumpkins sounds like it could be fun. Maybe you will ask Grandpa if you can use the atrium to do some gardening. This will be exciting. Shut up! Whop. Giving him the 60s Batman effects. You bear the vicious brunt of this story transition directly in the face. You are getting really tired of this feisty man and his busy fists. Jack, kill John's dad yourself. You know not who John is. Here, stick this in your pipe and bleed to death slowly. Ah! Honestly, this is great news for Jack. He's like, oh no, my hat, it burned, darn, I loved that thing. Are these two about to become best friends? No, he's trying to save it with his shaving cream. Oh, no, he's not. Okay. I was like, yeah. You released the prisoner? He's free to go! Played a guitar to summon giant lily pads. Rabbit, 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 rabbit. Random. God, they always switch away right when the most interesting thing happens. Damn cliffhangers. Install beta. Alright, I'm installing this game finally. We're doing this, man? Yeah, you could almost say, we're making Is this a running gag? Saying where instead of we're? We're making this. Go on. What is it we're making this? Transpire. Excellent. Let's make shit this place. Am I? I don't know. I feel like we've heard this one before. Or if we haven't, it's similar motif to something else. This is a lot! You know, I don't understand how they didn't realize that Spurf was going to be important if this was the opening sequence. Okay, so they're kind of speed running some of Rose's own Strider! Rose's own struggles playing this damn game. I feel like some of this should have been comic form. This seems like a lot of important stuff. I'm gonna have to watch this all again, obviously. This is a lot. That's a good shot, okay. Nice. You weren't wrong, it is peak, but it's a lot. I feel like they made an active story decision of going through all of this would just be a waste of time, since we already have a basic idea of how it goes. So let's just do a movie, I guess. Well, yeah, that was awesome. I'm not necessarily sure how I feel about at least the Jade stuff being relegated to a GIF rather than giving us more time to understand. But it was great. Are they finally going to be meeting up pretty soon? I hope. Dave just throwing her bed into the fire. Yeah, Rose was probably a much better server user to John than Dave is to Rose. Nice. God, that's amazing. Is that Nanosprite thing something we've already read? Because I will pause and go back and read it if it's new, but I think we've read that. It is a lot of info, but everything except the Jade parts is kind of, it's so similar to what happened to John that it's not undoable to follow. It's basically a by the numbers thing. This is something I feel like we should have gotten some more time with. Hell yeah. Suburban Jungle. Michael Guy Bowman. This is a tower atop a perilous spire. This is... Imagine, I feel like it should be more like Evil Villain's Castle rather than overly elaborate rich suburban home. Feel like it's off theme. Ooh, end of Act 3, really? Unlocked the blog of Dave Strider. Wow. I feel like I should be stopping the stream here, but I've been liking this doing about 250 pages per stream thing. I mean, unless you think it's a spoiler, you can tell me when we saw the planet. I kinda just thought that this is where we'd been the whole time. Intermission! Oh! Yeah, okay. Yeah, where we... I don't remember what exactly it looked like, but I got what you're talking about. Cool. Probably. Bookmarked it. No. Oh, well. Well, that was certainly a transition. What? Best loading screen ever. Okay. I like it. So, Jade's asleep is what we're doing right now. Ooh, what does the eye mean? Okay. Spade Slick. Not Jack, it's Spade Slick. Thank you, thank you. Nice. Which orbits a single moon. Yeah, this is Jack. This, I believe, was the name given to him briefly. By us in the, the farm stink mold. Does the I just mean intermission? Could be. Your name is Spade Slick. You are the leader of a notoriously vicious gang of mobsters called the Midnight Crew. A rival gang known as the Felt recently knocked over one of your favorite casinos. Your long quest of revenge has finally taken you through the front door of the mansion belonging to their loathsome boss, Lord English. Your subordinates Clubs Deuce, Diamonds Droog, and Hot Boxcars have been dispatched to various locations throughout the mansion to begin carrying out your mission. Your objective is to locate and crack English's secret vault and plunder its mysteries. That's the business end of it. The pleasure will be painting this ugly house red with the blood of those miserable green motherfuckers! Spade Slick inspect timekeeping devices. Stupid gang and their lousy obsessions with clocks. The sooner all these idiots stop being alive, the better. You wonder where they are. It's awfully quiet in the mansion, sans all the dreadful ticking. Capture log carriage clock. I assume it's gonna be like, what's capture logging? You obviously have no idea what that means. If it's some smart-ass way of saying to pick it up, forget it. You are already carrying an item. It is your trusty deck of cards. Build fort with clocks. You have an idea that is so much better. Clocks destroyed, 4 out of 1,000. Check for traps under the billiards rug. What is under the rug is much worse than any trap you can imagine. It's Jeff Foxworthy. It is a member of a species that you do not recognize, with a ghastly third upper lip. You cover the unsightly individual back up and try to forget it ever existed. Play 52 pickup. You would need a deck of cards to play that infernal game. Fortunately, all you have is your war chest, which you deploy on the floor. Open war chest. Shuffle contents of war chest. You rummage around. It's no unusual assortment of belongings, and nothing any mobster worth his salt would be caught plotting. It's Christmas! Yay. would be caught plotting and scheming without. Certainly nothing eyebrow-raising. Bunch of blades, some playing cards, and a variety of other miscellaneous stuff. Also your vendetta itinerary and your heist map. Scavenge war chest for fancy headwear. It's the exact same hat you're already wearing. And Monopoly pieces, like little fish or something. If there are any elaborate headdresses in here, you'll eat your haberdasher, right? As established, Spade Slick or Jack, whoever, hates hats that are goofy. But of course, there is only a plain and serviceable backup hat, which naturally conceals two licorice Scotty dogs. Which makes you think that maybe you are wearing your backup hat, and this is your usual one? Hell if you know, they are the same damn hat. Hide inside your war chest. You cannot hide properly inside the chest because you cannot close it while you are inside. Instead, you momentarily pretend it is a really cool automobile that commands the fear and respect of larcenous adversaries everywhere. Beep, beep, beep! All aboard the idiot wagon! Start up the Crosby top. Is that what this thing is? You've had it for some time and don't quite remember how you got it. You never knew the identity of this pipe-smoking creature. Perhaps it could be the same species as the character you just saw under the rug, but you know that is impossible, because this one does not feature the same bizarre furred lip. They are probably differing species within the same genus. Go to mspaintadventures.com. Sure. Why not? You don't know why you are wasting time on this website. It is for little children who poop hard in their baby-ass diapers. Also, you don't understand what the hell is going on or who all these characters are. It's all a lot of nonsense. Delete the time setting on the Crosby top. Clock's destroyed! 5 out of 1,000! Take the spade key. Is this just Resident Evil now? Ooh, hello. I think these are just the normal rules of blackjack. Okay. You take the rules card for blackjack. You have possessed this item for as long as you can remember. You do not yet know its significance, though you can bustle up a mean game of blackjack when you need to. Examine and vendetta itinerary. These are the mugshots of everyone you are going to kill. You got a head start. You already offed crowbars. Oh no. Oh no. Matchsticks 11 and quarters 14. Scrabble rules? Depleting them of their muscle. You've still got to watch out for the others and stay wary of their despicable time shenanigans. Itchy. No, it's not Scrabble rules. Has given you the slip repeatedly. Doze, you've captured and interrogated just as repeatedly to no avail. Trace has broken into your secret hideout more times than you can count. Well, Finn always seems to be a step ahead of you and scoops your heists. Clover has all the intel and is highly cooperative. You might need him to crack the vault. He'll be guarded. Best to avoid die in any direct confrontations, unless you want a temporal mess on your hands. But if you need any repairs, you could always get to Stitch and persuade him, and you might need to if you can't kill Sawbuck with a clean shot. Eggs and biscuits are morons, but they are dangerous morons. Cans is a tank, and your crew'll probably need more ammunition than you pack to take him down. No one knows what Lord English looks like. but that'll be corrected tonight. You've got dibs on English. He's all yours. Wonder where the number 8... Oh, because of their hats, I see. Wonder where the number 8 mugshot went. It's right here, but you aren't gonna kill Snowman. Sorry. But Snowman being 8 is nice. It's out of the question. Examine heist map. On review, your schemes seem a bit convoluted, but you wouldn't have it any other way. Deuce and Droog split up to neutralize as many felt as they can find. Your heavy muscle and expert safecracker, Boxcars, is headed straight down to the vault. Use radio device to check on unscrupulous cohorts. You put the word out to your cronies for a status report. No response yet. You clean up all your junk and prepare to get this show on the road. You slip the spade key back into the deck of cards, then pocket the war chest. Smooth as clockwork and every bit as logical. Enter the hallway near the main entrance. I mean, at this point, I just... Is he in Jade's Dream City? Come to think of it. Huh. Funny, you didn't hear any commotion or gunplay, but it looks like there's already been some action in here. Or there will be. You can never take tense for granted with these goons. 13 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Looks like Club's Deuce is getting back to you. He says he's got Doze tied up for interrogation. You asked him what else is new. Capturing that guy is like shooting a paralyzed monkey in the face. Be Heart's Boxcars. You are now Club's Deuce. Rough him up! He remains tight-lipped, so you deal him a senseless shin drubbing with your crook of felony. Oh, the humanity! You can barely watch! He's probably still using his special ability to slow time down for himself. He can't feel a damn thing, and certainly isn't saying anything, apart from a very slow noise, which could be him saying, ow, very, very slowly. Punch clocks in faces to establish chronology. Why would you do that? All of these clocks are lovely. You see no reason to harm them. 987 of 1,000 clocks unharmed. Swap hats with Doze. You begin a feeble campaign of psychological warfare. Perhaps compromising his fashion motif is the way to get to him. Nope. Looks like he's still in his weird state of stasis and doesn't care. Either that or it's driving him nuts just very slowly. Dump the contents of your war chest over him. War chest? What are you talking about? All you've got is this simple, unassuming deck of cards. Play some solitaire. Don't be stupid. To play solitaire, you'd need a deck of cards. I don't see any deck of cards. Do you? All I see is your battle drobe. Throw the hat down and stomp it mercilessly. Oh no, it's itchy, and it looks like he's all wound up. He unties Doze and quickly swaps everyone's hats around. Doze proceeds to make a fleet-footed getaway. The chase is on. Stop being Heart's Boxcars. Alright, you're the boss. Heart's Boxcars you ain't. Someone has replaced your plain and serviceable hat with a silly and undersized one. Maybe, wait. It also kind of reminds me of the gooey ooze figures that purify when you try and make a paradox happen. The green world we're in. Hmm. Maybe. Someone has replaced your plain and serviceable hat with a silly and undersized one. An outrage beyond compare. You're sure you know who the culprit was. You could still smell his overly caffeinated blood. 986 out of 1,000 clocks shown mercy. Lift left leg and hold it a little ways in the air. Okay, oops. Green torso's dead. 4 out of 15. Getting advice from the audience is the most powerful superpower in this world. When it's not leading to only ridiculous things. Wear Sadie's hat on top of your current one. Oh my. You are already wearing Deuce's hat, you fool. The one on the floor is Droog's hat. This is exactly why you always keep a backup hat on hand. This son of a bitch on the floor here has played his last game of musical hats. Soon these lugs will learn to show you some respect. You made this town what it is after all. Wasn't nothing but a bunch of dust and rocks before you got here. Wear backup hat. You deploy your chest and swap this dinky little hat for one more suited to your tastes. Wait a minute. Thank God. Your precious Scotty dogs are still here. You don't know what you'd do without them. You don't want to even think about it. Di makes his usual sort of entrance. The nonplussed, vaguely bewildered sort. Be Diamond Droogs. You got it. Club's Deuce it is. You have opened your battle drobe in search of your backup hat. You also need some more rope to retie Doze, who is absolutely tearing through the mansion as we speak. If you don't hurry, he may clear the chair within the hour. But it's a big mess. You mostly just see a bunch of bombs and cars. You're not sure what's what. You can never remember which card to pick up. You can't believe how shitty your memory is. I mean, if you get the Jack and the King, that's a 20 in blackjack rules, you're sitting pretty good. Grab the deuce of clubs. I'll be back. Returned. You pick up 2 licorice gummy bears. These need to be stored with the music. These need to be stored for safekeeping as soon as possible. Finding your backup hat has never been more urgent. Pick up all the cards and throw them at Doze. I am not gonna be able to keep track of these names. And unless these end up being actually important, all of them, I'm gonna struggle. You pick up a bunch of cards and fling them Dozeward. Didn't accomplish a whole lot other than put some of your private reading material on embarrassing public display. Black necks. I don't get it. Pick a card, any card. You're a busy guy, so you just pick up any old thing and put it in your head. Since you are in a big hurry, you will assume it is your backup hat. You stand nearby the 2 remaining cards on the floor, an off-suited king and jack. Pick up card depicting stately blonde-haired fellow. You aren't going to stand around Jack King fell off all day long, so you just grab the Jack of Diamonds. Oh, what's your backup hat? Here's your backup hat. Problem solved, you guess. Forget you are CD, believe you are Hearts Boxers. You suddenly remember you are Diamond's Droog. Whoever took your hat is about to discover he's the unluckiest man on Earth. He better hope you find him dead. What you're gonna do to him will be much less painful that way. Wear backup hat. You don't have a backup hat. All you got is this deck of cards. Oh wait, yes you do. It's stashed away in your Brausoleum. Retrieve hat from Brausoleum. You are the only member of this band of thugs who is civilized enough to keep more than one backup hat, as well as an extensive array of finely tailored suits. The Brausoleum seems like the best storage option for your exceptional wardrobe. If there's any sort of compartment to keep your wardrobe in, you'd love to hear it. Also, there's a shitload of guns and cards in there too. You put on a backup hat. Withdrawn licorice fish from backup hat. All this whole sequence is just Andrew Hussey being like, okay, how the hell do I pay off on all of that hype I built with the end of Act 3? I didn't have anything planned. I'm doomed! Whew! Your Swedish fish are there. This is why it's a good idea to always store your candy in your backup hat rather than your usual one. Other members of your gang have learned this the hard way, and they're finally starting to catch on. Suddenly, you get cold-cocked in the face from the future. You'd know the knuckles belonging to that sucker punch anywhere. Trace always knows where you've been. The spineless rat likes to follow your past trail around and mess with you. Trouble is, whenever he does, he lets you know exactly where he's going to be in the future. This time, you'll be ready for him. You radio Deuce for backup. Give him a time and place and exactly what path through the mansion to take. Resume pursuit of wounded felt member. You don't know if the wounded guy went up the stairs or came down, or who wounded him, and when. Might even have been you, for all you know. Follow trail of blood up the stairs. Can't overthink this time stuff. You go with your gut and head upstairs. Follow Diamond Droog's instructions. After giving a quick 10-4 over the radio, you take another look at your prisoner. He lucked out. Looks like round 2 of your brutal interrogation will have to wait. You couldn't find any rope, so you tied him up with a Stretch Armstrong doll which you happen to have lying around, and which you happen to know the name of. You don't remember how you got it. It looks sort of dumb, but it will have to do. Just lock Doze in the battle drone. Time to hit the road. You beat your hostage into the back of your battle drobe with the full penis cane. The bull penis cane, which isn't any better. Wait, this is a bull penis cane? You flip the fuck out over the fact that this is apparently a bull penis cane. Meanwhile, running roughly parallel with present events is a very... I mean, you have a 3 of a kind. Aces are gonna win this. Oh, wait. Itchy always cheats, but he's always cheated for the last time. You're gonna jump to a timeline where he's dead. Looks like he got what he deserved, but as usual, you find yourself in a bit of a predicament. That's funny. Make friends with Die. You introduced your cast iron horse hitcher to your new friend. Die scrambles for a pin he's been saving for a special occasion. How many times does he have to tell you he made this town? Stop being SS. You stop not being Hearts boxcars. You have made your way to Felt's secret vault. It's bigger than you were expecting. You doubt you will be able to rely on your usual safe cracking method, which is prying it from the wall with your bare hands. You'll have to think of something else. Do a silly dance. This is just the most ridiculous thing you could possibly choose to do right now. I mean, come on. Why don't you take a closer look at that safe? Seriously, stop that. Pry the wall from the safe. The notion that notion is even more ridiculous than the last one. Wait, who are you kidding? No, it isn't. Looks like the combination to the safe is entered via the hands of the clock, and you somehow doubt spinning the hands around manually is going to cut it. Knowing these guys, you've got to alter the flow of time itself to make it work. Which, of course, is bullshit. You think you'll just blow it up instead. Time to get Deuce on the radio. Deploy Punchbox. You deploy the Wrath Tub. Retrieve 2 of Hearts from backup hat. You retrieve your pair of wax lips. If anyone tried to steal your wax lips, you would eat their eyeballs and deliver an angry gesture into their empty sockets. Peruse Red Cheeks magazine. Oh my. Just glancing at it gives you palpitations. Literature for our avid card aficionados. Cardio aficionados, such as yourself. Those burgeoning red humps, those mischievous little tail. The snug, welcoming cleft. The saucy imagery is hard to beat. Harder than what you beat inside your chest right now. Your heart is what you're beating. You beat it to Red Cheeks magazine pretty regularly, you'd say. Call clubs on nearest card. What happened to this comic? Where are we? You radio Deuce on the 10-4. Let him know you need a powder monkey on the double. You hear ticking, and it's not coming from the big vault clock above. You hope it's not what you think it is. Oh no. Oh God. It's Biscuits. His oven timer is ticking. This is no good. Ah, there he is. This idiot thinks his special oven transports him into the future by the amount he sets the timer. Well, he's sort of right, but in reality, all that's happening is that he's hiding in there until the timer's up, then pops out. You guess he's relatively harmless if he's alone. You can take him. What you really have to worry about is if he teams up with... Oh no. That ringing. That god-awful ringing. You can hear it. Eggs! Son of a fuck! You might as well just grab one of your axes and kill yourself now! Follow path. In the future, you've already followed the path through the mansion that Droog told you to. Trace followed Droog's past trail even further back, but found a much fresher trail crossing his path. Looks like this little guy's talking on the radio. Says something about how he'll be right there once he gives Droog's a hand. Trace decides he'll trace this guy for a while. See what he's up to, and then mess with him, of course. In the present, though that might not matter, you talk on the radio, say something about how you'll be right there once you give Droog a hand. Take a good look around the room you're in. Looks like a trail of blood ends here, or originates, whatever. Something went down here in the past, or is about to go down in the future. You know what? Never mind. 21 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, apparently. Hang on, there's a tooth on the floor. You know that tooth. You've felt its bite before. Finn was here. And judging by the forensics of the scene, the angle it hit the floor, the direction of the blood splatters, and how dry the blood is, you think you know exactly what he's about to pull. Or more specifically, what he's about to already have pulled. Finn always knows where you're going. He's followed your future trail here. He likes to mess with you from the past. Trouble is, he tips you off to where he's been. This time you're ready. Wait for it. Wait. Now. That's a pretty killer move. I think that's monumentally impressive what you just did there. Predestined bullet holes are convenient. Gives you something to aim for. Seven out of 21 clocks re-destroyed. Rematerialize. That doesn't make any sense. You never went anywhere. Dai realizes there is a cost to settling the score with you in this way. The cost is having to live in a desert amidst the ruins of a dead civilization for the rest of his life. He thinks that's stupid, so he pulls your pin. Damn. Talking shit about the main plot, I guess. Help the green man live up to his name. Alright, Spade Slick might be a lot more dangerous than Jack. Take Voodoo Doll. You grab his voodoo doll and stick his pin in there for good measure. Might as well keep track of everyone you've offed this way too. Not that you intend to abuse its power to settle your score. What's the point if you're not gonna get your hands dirty? Still, it might come in handy down the road. Lord English is supposedly indestructible. He's rumored to be killable only through a number of glitches and exploits in space-time. The doll may ultimately help you work the system if it comes to that. Clocks. Destroy them! 29 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. 5 of 15 green torsos dead. Follow blood trail. This is... I feel like this could have been its own little TV special that they'd make. Follow blood trail downstairs and finish him off. Probably, like, this is like your perfect Samurai Jack-esque character dealing with these malicious and elaborate different individuals. Problem with that is, this story can go fuck itself if it wants me to try and keep track of this in line with the main canon. I will acknowledge its existence. I might even consider making actual notes. But if it wants me to understand it, no. I refuse. Yeah. Problem with that is, he'll just see your future. What is this gonna be like? John's dad's backstory? Maybe? I don't know. Problem with that is, he'll just see your future trail following him, and that'll be nothing but a loud invitation for him to mess with you some more. Besides, better to leave him alive. You think you know where he'll lead you to. Just got to be a little more subtle about tracing his blood trail. Keep your future trail out of his line of sight. Return to being hearts, boxers. No, you need to just stop being who you currently are to become hearts boxers. Spade Slick cannot return to being hearts boxers because obviously Diamond Droogs is too busy being Club's Deuce. You just watched Trace throw a punch into thin air for some reason. That guy's awfully silly. He then skulks off somewhere. You don't realize he's following Droog's past trail through the mansion until he gets to the point where it intersects with your trail, at which point he'll start following you. But we all realized it because it's obviously, and you couldn't possibly be more clear. You think Andrew Hussey just decided, oh, this wasn't odd enough for you? Haha. Implement nefarious scheme. You follow Droog's simple instructions. So simple even a forgetful nincompoop like you can remember. There's a blood trail on the floor that goes in a different direction than Trace went. You decide to follow it, because that sounds like a really good idea to you. If there was something you were supposed to do after helping out Droog, you'll be damned if you remember what it was. I mean, at least one of the characters' powers seem to be the same powers as Dave's brother. Trace catches up to where you were, but you're past already. All he sees is the long, gross, rubbery arm of your past trail stretching through the room. He finds his comrade tied up with the stretchy rubber arms of a small man, but there is nothing gross or unpalatable about that in the least. Doze unslows himself and begins mumbling something feverishly about his hat. The future. The past. Kaboom! 7 out of 15. Green torsos dead. 107 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. Finn makes his way through the mansion to get some help. He wonders where this little guy is going. Deuce's future trail is headed in the same direction he's headed. By sheer coincidence, Finn decides to follow him for a bit. Keep an eye on him for as long as Deuce's path matches his. That is, there's pretty much no chance he's headed to the same place, though that would be statistically improbable. He's got no idea what these other goons are up to here. Funny, their future trails end here. Oh no. He's not gonna stick around long enough to find out why. He's a bit too woozy from the blood loss to sort out this mess anyway. Follow the Red Blood Road. It's uncanny. This little guy is matching Finn's route every step of the way. He must know something. Finn decides he's got to take him out. But he can't get a clear shot, too dizzy. And with all that C4 under Deuce's hat, firing would be a bad idea. Oh god, he's thought of everything! Clearly dealing with a criminal mastermind here. You stop to admire this gorgeous clock. It is so pretty. Too bad it's not ticking like so many of the clocks in this place. Not that you can blame them. There are so many clocks in this mansion, it would obviously be impractical to make sure they all work properly. Oh look, a trail of blood. You think you'll start following it. Waste exactly 4 hours on this tomfoolery. You hate time travel, 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 you hate time travel! Above, a spectator has appeared at the strike of 4 and has been giggling at your foolishness for a number of minutes. Clover would have been tickled to help you open this vault, at the cost of answering a few of his clever time riddles, needless to say. If only you'd thought to seek his help first, rather than charging like the silly brute you are, into this deadly trap of stable and not-so-stable time loops. Mostly unstable, really. These guys are way too dumb to maintain even elementary looping stability for more than a couple iterations. If you weren't so preoccupied, Clover could tell you that you could use Crowbar's help to pry anything out of a time loop, stable or otherwise. If you weren't so preoccupied, and if he weren't so dead. Nah. Well. Stitch mutters to himself in his shop. He guesses eggs and biscuits are roughhousing again, because the fabric of space-time is tearing something fierce on Lord English's Cairo overcoat. This sort of thing is exactly why he keeps a backup coat and always leaves Stitch with one of them. Any gang does well to have an in-house doctor on hand, but if you deal in time travel, you better have a damn good tailor too. Call Spades for backup. You tell Slick to get his scrawny ass to the vault. It's a goddamn bedlam down here. You tell him you asked Deuce for backup, but surprise, surprise, he's nowhere to be found. Big surprise, you tell him. You tell him that was sarcasm. He says he knows. Slick says he'll be right there. He'll see if he can round up Droog for support. Droog says Deuce is tailing Finn. Well, he is tailing Deuce. He'll be there to help boxcars as soon as he and Deuce can take care of business with Stitch. Couldn't be simpler. Oh yeah, he also mentions he pumped Finn full of lead, so you can cross him off the list. You roger all that. This doesn't seem like it has an end in sight. I'm planning on stopping pretty soon. Is this as good as it's gonna get for a stopping point? I may not get an answer on that question. Finn busts into Stitch's workshop, blubbering something about watching out for the little guy who's about to come in here. He says to watch out because he's got a bomb on his head, which is undoubtedly quite volatile, and even the slightest spark would surely set it off. Stitch sees Finn's obviously in pretty bad shape, and checks his effigy. Sure enough, the thing's in tatters, but he should be just fine if he can be patched up before he bleeds too. Oh, that's cheating. Death. 8 out of 15 green torsos dead. Burst in thrusting bull penis cane. Everybody out of the goddamn way! You got a hat full of bomb, a fist full of penis, and a head full of empty! Stitch says drop the livestock knob and settle the hell down. He says you do realize C4 is a stable explosive and won't detonate with gunfire, right? You say, oh. Sneak into Stitch's boutique. Drop it and get in. Don't bleed on the suit. Stitch says, huh? You admit the thought of carrying an imprisoned tailor wherever you go is gratifying for personal reasons. But in this case, keeping him alive should be useful in dealing with English later. Prod idiots with red cheeks. This predictably accomplished nothing. Taking your smut out of hiding turned out to be a very bad idea. Now copies from the future are appearing left and right, and these clowns have their paws all over it. Slick, where the hell are you? Remove Crowbar's pin. Oh my. Crowbar's alive again, and a whole bunch of other stuff is different. You forgot this game almost seems halfway competent when he's running the show. The good news is you get to kill him again. Insert and quickly remove Snowman's pin. You have no idea how much you would like to, but even you're not that crazy. Still, kinda tempting. Ooh. I got used to the eye being there, so I wasn't ready for a sound. Is that English? Cause you got the best of both worlds. Hold still, Slick. Something in your eye? As 3 in the morning by Clark Powell. I like the little custom spade go back button there. Everyone always ceases gunplay when Snowman's around. Okay. If you kill her, you destroy the universe. Remove knife from eye. It's not a knife, it's Snowman's cigarette holder. All you know is she's gonna have a hell of a time getting it back. Give it to Sawbuck. You chuck the lance at Sawbuck, but of course it's only a flesh wound. Seems like that's the only sort of wound you can ever inflict on the corpulent lummox. Consequently, you and he both jump to a random point on the timeline. This looks to be the recent past, when Stitch and Crowbar were setting up the crates for the imminent gunfight. Which was very thoughtful of them. Your goons should be showing up any minute with the heavy firepower. For now, you've got the drop on everybody. Kill something out of rage and frustration. Stitch gets the business end of your saber rattle. He's dead, in this timeline at least. Bring knives to the gunfight. Where do you think you're going, fatty? You'll deal with him in a minute. You whip out your double-edged sword and Occam's razor. Occam's razor, Crowbar's head, make it happen. Make it happen. Crowbar deflects the king of spades into Sawbuck's unmissable carriage. You jump far into the past to the Candy Kingdom. Okay. Years in the past, which is to say the present for the time being. A scurrilous straggler. guy's impromptu desert skirmish. He dismisses them as a bunch of ill-mannered rogues warranting no further investigation, although he gives a small nod of approval to the plain and serviceable hat worn by one of the combatants, which strikes him as an absolutely smashing display of good fashion sense. Hit crowbar in the head. You can't kill him yet. You need him alive to return to the original timeline. You will be taking that crowbar, though. You cram him in the war chest. Sawbuck you need to keep alive, too. For the moment, not to return to the right timeline, but the right time. Speaking of which, where's Tubby? Think he's waddling off to. Just go stab Sawbuck until the time shenanigans stop. You treat him to a bit of the old bait and switchblade. You appear in the future. You guess this is after the gunfight is over. The gunfight that never took place since you kidnapped everyone who was supposed to be involved. Looks like only Boxcars is here. Carry Sawbuck like Titan Atlas would carry the world. I mean, that's pretty impressive on its own. You order Hearts to drop his tub. This is on the double before this fat lard puts you in a wheelchair. If you take Sawbuck back to your own time and kill him there, that should save you the trouble of hunting him down. Might as well take Stitch too. Maybe you're not really sure if this is how it works. You don't really care though. You dump them in the wrath tub, then stick the tub in your own deck of cards. But you give Boxcars back his sordid literature, which he carelessly... Did the eye change? Which one was damaged? Which he carelessly left in plain... Yeah, did it? Totally did. But you give Boxcars back his sordid literature, which he carelessly left in plain sight. No one will ever catch you leaving your smut around. And even if you did, that copy of Terrier Fancy magazine would belong to anybody. No one could prove nothing. Stick Crowbar's pin back in again. You go back to your original timeline. But now, stuffed in your chest, you've got a live crowbar from another timeline, brought to the timeline where he's supposed to be dead. So you guess now he's alive in this timeline, which is part defined by his death? Okay, whatever. You should probably just kill him again anyway. Also, Sawbuck from another timeline is in there too. So you guess now there are two Sawbucks? This is getting kinda dumb. You open the chest, releasing them both. Crowbar doesn't look too pleased. You deflect his gunfire into the awesome gravitational pull of Sawbuck's astonishing girth. Everybody into the past. It seems you dodge his next round too. It seems Sawbuck from this timeline, i.e. the real Sawbuck, was in this room at this point in time. He and Crowbar exchange bullets. Off they go. They no doubt go on to spend the rest of their ammunition peppering each other throughout the timeline, destroying all these clocks in the process. Between now and the present. You guess that explains the mess when you got here. Thank God you figured that out. You'd have surely lost sleep over it. 20 out of 107 clocks redestroyed. For the first time, eventually, you know what? Never mind. Take a moment to think up some time-based one-liners. Okay, you think you got one. Time travel sure can be a double-edged sword. Wait, that was awful. Really, really bad. You're sure you can do better than that? Let's see. Sorry to. No. Time's running. No. Wait. Fuck! You ask yourself from the past for a little help. Time, something about time, time being up. No, wait. How about some kind of clock button? Oh, damn it. Will you just listen? You were almost onto something. Time is... Screw this. Too many cooks in the kitchen. Oh, and just what does this quivering mound of blubber think he's up to? Stab first, utter puns later. Just as you hear your past self asking what happened to your eye, you jab Sawbuck with your butterfly effect knife. You remember a little while ago asking yourself about your eye, and not giving yourself an answer just before disappearing. Maybe if you stopped and thought about it for a second, you could have warned yourself and avoided the whole mess, albeit in the process of creating a paradox. But your strict policy of stabbing first and answering questions later prevented it. You're sure your past self understood. You are sure of this because you very clearly remember understooding. You are now past Spade Slick again. You were just about to pull Crowbar's pin. You guess all that stuff with your future self and Sawbuck originally happened in this room. Well, we were all off watching someone else, like Diamond's Droog or something. That makes sense. Remove Crowbar's pin. Here we go. A whole bunch of shit happens that we already saw. Be future Spade Slick. Being your future self is a lot more constructive because you get to do stuff you haven't already done. Looks like you're in the future. It's a bloody mess in here. The clocks are more bullet-riddled than ever, and it seems Crowbar and both Sawbucks have been decapitated. You're almost certain this is something you will be or were already responsible for. Which of course means more time traveling. Looks like the tub and chest are gone, which means future you must have packed up and left already. Got to take note of these sort of things so you know where you are in the timeline. You notice something on the wall over there. I can't believe you notice anything that's not the time-traveling zombies. One of the clocks that wasn't destroyed before is now bloodied and full of holes. Not especially noteworthy. You just have a feeling you should register this fact. 108 clocks out of 1,000 clocks destroyed. Quickly remove Lance from Sawbuck. You pry the cigarette holder from his torso. Whoops, another time jump. This tub of goo keeps going for his gun. Widebody's gotta settle his big ass down. You really should incapacitate him without inflicting another wound. Knock Sawback unconscious. Count some sheep, bitch. Wait, the clock on the wall. It hasn't been destroyed yet, but it's about to be. It's ticking down to the time. It's stuck on in the future. Maybe if you time it just right, you can end this whole mess in one fell slice. You've even got an ice-cold one-liner to dish out when the time comes. You've been working pretty hard on it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Hate to cut in. Wait, no, not yet. Wait for it. Hate to, no, wait. Hate to cut and damn it, not yet. Hate to cut and run. Shit. Hate to. Hate to chop all your hands off with this sword. Really sorry about that. My bad. You slay them all with your rapier cut. Ha ha. Ha ha, I love a good pun. Still waiting to explode, I think, but yeah, dead. For, I don't remember which one it is. 9 out of 15 green torsos dead. 2 out of 9 green torsos deadened twice. 1 out of 15 green torsos dead for the first time, but it's an alternate universe torso, so you guess maybe it doesn't count. 7 out of 100. 7 out of 108 clocks gratuitously redestroyed. You grab the tub and chest and move on. This is altogether enough of this nonsense. Call spades. You check up on Slick's status. Slick says he killed Crowbar again, Sawbuck twice, and Stitch once. You ask him if it was an alternate timeline switch. Stitch, says he guesses so. You say that doesn't count. You've got a real one here. He mutters some foul language you can't quite make out, but you tell him never mind and hurry to meet you at the vault. He says he took some effigies from Snowman. You say you know. You're having some effigies made of yourself with your backup hats. Deuce brought Slick's crumpled backup hat, which he wound up with somehow. Not sure what happened to Deuce's. Boxcars is obviously tied up at the moment, so you can't get your hands on his yet. Slick says he's got both their hats and he'll be down ASAP. You say alright. He says in the meantime, see what you can do about this eye. Have Stitch patch up Spade Slick's effigy. Get to work, Thread Monkey. Have right eye patched up. Damn it! Your sprite was flipped the wrong way! That's awesome. You get Diamonds on the radio and tell him to undo it and wait until you've turned around. He says it's the right way, right? Were you facing left or right? You say it's only right when facing left. It's the left eye when facing right. He says, oh. So it's the left-right eye. You say, yeah, but hang up on a minute. You'll turn around so it's right-left. He says, okay, he'll wait. That's better. Arm yourself in case Can shows up. If Can shows up, none of these weapons you've got are going to do any good. You admire the lance for a moment. It's a pretty sweet weapon with outstanding craftsmanship. At least you've got something out of the eye gouging. She'll have to pry this thing from your rigid severed arm if she wants it back. Oh dear. Ride around on Horse Stitcher pretending to joust. Yeah! Oh shit. You can't believe she saw you horsing around like that. You will never live this down. Shoot up biscuits and eggs effigies. Unlocked album, Midnight Crew Drawing Dead. Stitch keeps their effigies in a big warehouse several miles away because of their ridiculous duplication tendencies. You're sure as hell not just going to drive all the way over there, so you just shoot them in person. This was such an unbelievably terrible idea. Charge! This is incredibly delirious biznasty. That's a lot of problems, Sleuth, right there. The present. Start whacking things with the crowbar. The first thing you whack is Egg's egg timer. You do this because of course you know that Crowbar's crowbar will destroy any temporal artifact and completely negate its effect on the timeline. Attempt to eat eggs? Sure. Your attempt was an overwhelming success! Fine. Everything's fine. Biscuits is looking a tad snug in his muffin tray. He thinks it's about time to poke a broom straw in this battle. His dough will live to rise another day. See you in the future, suckers! Crowbar, Biscuits, oven, make it happen. You deal the oven a wicked flogging, but not much happens. The oven doesn't really have any magical time properties to be negated. It just travels into the future at a rate of 1 second per second like everyone else. Put dynamite in oven. You set the bomb to go off in a few seconds when both it and biscuits are released from it and in a few hours. Turn up heat on biscuits oven. You're pretty sure this doesn't actually work at all. You just wheel it off somewhere else in the mansion so it can explode in peace. Kaboom. 12 out of 15 green torsos dead. Probably some more clocks destroyed too. Use crowbar to pry the safe open. Since your expert safecracker apparently spent the last 5 or 6 hours being totally useless down here, you figure it's time to take things into your own hands. Huh? What's this little fella all worked up about? Clover insists that you reconsider. Using that to pry open the vault would be ever so much bad luck. Like breaking 1,000 mirrors all at once. The sort of mirrors that tick and have numbers and tell them stuff. And tell time and stuff. That is the worst kind of mirror to break, luck-wise. Politely ask Clover to remain calm. He refuses outright and starts a really frisky jig. Doody-doo, doody-doo-doo, doody-doo, doody-doo-doo. He begins spinning a fanciful series of riddles, illuminating the true path to opening the vault. Mysterious music fills your ears as your mind assumes the shape of a pretzel. Doody-doo, dee-doo-doo, doody-doo, dee-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, dee-doo-doo, doody-doo, dee-doo-doo. This is how the music would sound if you were listening to it right now. Ask Clover for the ultimate riddle. You ask Clover to open the safe. What's this? Hee-hee! You think you could shoot Clover? He is so lucky the gun will probably jam or something predictable like that. Nice try, though. You just start whacking him with a newspaper instead. You don't have to be all that unlucky to get whacked around with a newspaper. It's sort of a gray area. Check personal ads of periodical. Oh my. This isn't a real newspaper. It's a wrapper for your private sordid literature, which no one can ever see. Uh-oh, it's slipping out a bit. Your appetite for monochrome beauties is nearly on public's display. Gotta keep a lid on that spud, especially with Clover around. Suddenly, the whole vault room is shaking. You wonder what it could be. It sounds suspiciously like cans is about to plow through the wall. Kool-Aid Man style. You pray to... They know what the Kool-Aid Man is. You pray to God that it is not cans about to plow through the wall. Kool-Aid Man style. Ogling. Jesus. All of a sudden, Kane plows through the wall Kool-Aid Man style. Resist the urge to shout, "Oh yeah!" Oh no! He punches you into next week. You find yourself going out about your business a week later. Looks like you're doing a little grocery shopping. You're a bit confused, having no memory of the previous week. You have no idea what is on your grocery list. Are you out of milk? What kind of produce do you need to stock up on? It is all a little overwhelming. And to make things worse, the selection has too many prices and values. Sweet bro and hella chef. Use egg's body as bait for cans. You flail the torso Can's word in an attempt to placate him with the red meat. Battle technique, torso flail! The beast gobbles the torso. He is temporarily placated by the red meat. Fine. It doesn't work. Cans, clocks, boxcars entirely out of the current calendar year. You land in a totally different, outdated calendar. Looks like this one's themed with spirited horses. You'll be up to your ass in horses for a whole year. Just great. This is just what you need to be doing. Farming all these goddamn horses. Fucking pain in the ass. Ignore him and just pry the safe open. You don't care what the consequences are. You're going to crack open the safe and be done with it. This whole intermission was starting to get a little punchy anyway. Hello. The massive release of temporal distortion. Distortion from the vault transports you to a highly unfavorable timeline. Looks like the entire mansion was leveled, except for the vault and its enclosure. Everyone's dead except for you and you know who. But at least the safe's open. 1,000 out of 1,000 clocks destroyed, 14 out of 15 green torsos dead, 3 out of 4 black scofflaws offed. Enter the vault. There's nothing in here except an opening in the floor. There is a door with a keyhole, and you have a feeling you know how to open it. You only wonder why English's treasure would be locked behind a door with a spade in it. Dramatically use the spade key. You guess this is what the spade key was for all this time. You dramatically wield the spade key in a matter-of-fact manner. Peek inside keyhole. What keyhole? It was clearly a barcode scanner all along. Huh. Like the kind they sweep groceries over at supermarkets. That reminds you, you should really do some shopping next week. You're not going to peek inside behind the lasers that could blind you in one eye. Oh, wait! Use rules card for blackjack. This was never a problem because there is clearly a barcode printed on your rules card for blackjack. As well as your arm. But there is nothing wrong with a little redundancy, you guess. Get on with it. Huh? Oh dear. Is that Snowball, probably? Yeah. Or Snowman, whichever it was. Are you looking for this? Well, come on and get it, you contemptuous she-witch! Snowman's black inches, no doubt, have been responsible for more than a few red cheeks. Well, goddamn. Does he have a backup rules card? Probably not. Flip your sprite. You got to flip it, turn ways, scan the barcode. The fact that flipping sprite is a canon way to deal with things, I can't take it. Ooh. This is exciting. Ooh, I recognize the little demon dude. Alien, maybe? This guy again. Been a long time. Hey, kid. Yeah, you. Boggle vacantly at these shenanigans. This is, Carcino. It begins to dawn on you that everything you are about to do may prove to have been a colossal waste of time. End intermission. Act 4. I will start Act 4 here. And then I'll call it for the stream. Well, this is already easily the prettiest sequence. Oh, I'm in control. I'm in control. Never mind. We'll do this next time. This seems like it's going to be a lot. Thank you for joining me. I'll be excited about this. Take care and party on. Merry Christmas.